Alex Jones is bad. I'm pure evil. I'm not. My fruits are excellent. I'm pure of heart. Anyone with discernment knows that. 14 years of fighting, 15, 16, 17 hours a day. But let's just say I'm evil. Let's just say General Stubblebine's bad, and he's not a great patriot who's come over to our side, and he was always on our side, but woke up and fully went against the evil. Let's just say he's bad. Let's just say Ron Paul's bad. Okay, let's get past that excuse. Now, you go fight the New World Order. You know it's coming down on you. You know this is real. You know you're good. And so you go out and be a leader. And when you get attacked, then you'll understand. We need to reach everybody now. We need to reach out now. We need to understand that whoever's being attacked is who is effective and who is good. Now, I'm done talking about that, but I just have seen particular attacks on our two guests. And I know their work's good. I've been watching them for years, researching them for years. Everything they do is good. The fruits are good. That's how you judge a tree. But there's these horrible, sick trees with poison on them that always flap their branches and attack anybody who's good. It's time to see through the mind control. Let's go to Tiffany in Connecticut. You're on the air with our guest. Go ahead.
Hi. I'm actually a nurse, and I just wanted to say that I just can't even imagine how many flu shots that I've given. It makes me stressed out when I'm listening to this to think about how many people, because even in nursing school we were required to go out to grocery stores, to nursing homes, to places like that, and just give flu shot after flu shot after flu shot after flu shot under the guise of, practicing to give IM shots. And then once I got a job out of school, the hospitals got huge, huge fines for every patient that left the hospital without a flu shot. So every single person we were required to ask, and if they said they hadn't had the flu shot, we were required to give it to them.
And see, let me stop you. That's a key. It's admitted that schools get bonus money if they forcibly inoculate. They get fined if they don't. Same thing with hospitals, but the general public doesn't know this. So now they're forcibly, it's now happened. They are now forcibly injecting kids nationwide, and it's a non-issue except when they collapse and go to the hospital. Go ahead, then I want to get Dr. Laibow to comment on this.
Okay, but when I was talking to my friend last night, I was telling him about everything. He had no idea about anything that you've ever said, anything that you've ever done. So I'm talking to him about everything, and come to find out he has a 9-month-old daughter. And then I just kind of randomly spill over and start talking about the flu shot and, all of the negatives about it. And he says, oh, my God, I just got my daughter the flu shot. She's 9 months old. And I'm like, oops. And he's like, what do I do? And I'm like, well, one, you can stop putting, tap water in her Enfamil. But, I don't really, that's why I was calling, because and not only that, I also have a 7-year-old as well. Obviously he's gotten most of his shots. But it's kind of like, especially if they're going to start doing what you were saying about the forced malnourishment, what can we do? What do I tell him to do? And what should I do when it comes to our
not
kids?
Just politically. If somebody's had the squalene shots or the mercury-filled shots, what can they do to detoxify Dr. Laibow, General Stubblebine?
Well, unfortunately, the shots are very complicated. And if they've had the squalene-filled shots, detoxifying is very difficult. However, the immune system is weakened by these shots, all of them, with or without squalene. And so what you need to do is get yourself some nano-silver, not colloidal silver, nano-silver, and start taking it on a regular basis. For a baby, half a teaspoon once a day. For a toddler or a grown-up, a teaspoon once or twice a day, and start rebuilding your immune system. It does not kill the beneficial bacteria that are part of your immune system. The second, and by the way, there's a hearing going on that the EPA is holding this week, 3-day hearing, to take silver off the market. One of the things that we're asking people to do is to take action items on our website, healthfreedomusa.org, and overwhelm the folks who want to take away your right to make your own health decisions with the demand that they back off, and they will. So take silver, take vitamin C, take B vitamins, and pray that your immune system doesn't get so assaulted that you begin to...
Well, it's the repeated injury, too, isn't it? Thank you for the call, ma'am. Any comments to Tiffany, General Stubblebine?
The other thing is that you must then never again take any more vaccines, ever.
Or give them.
Or give them.
Absolutely. We're going to take a few more calls. I forgot one other side issue I wanted to bring up before we take a few final calls with General Stubblebine and, of course, Dr. Laibow. And that is, I meant to ask you about this during a break, but I'll just ask you here live on air, General, and if you don't want to get into it, that's fine, but I'm interested. 2 years ago on air, I told you that John Ronson's Men Who Stare at Goats was being made into a movie. You knew about it and said that the book was absolute baloney. Now I've seen the trailer for it. It's a big movie with George Clooney and everybody else in it. Who's the guy that plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in the new Star Wars? I mean, the point is it's got star-studded cast in it, and it just makes a big joke out of some of the stuff that was being done at the Pentagon. And it didn't resemble in any way, the trailers I've seen, what you said actually went on. Any comments on that, General Stubblebine?
Why would they tell the truth? You know, the only thing that's going to sell is something that people can sort of affiliate with and find that it gets in their psychopathic belly.
It's the blood in the bullfight.
You got that right.
So, as a matter of fact, we have not even seen the movie. We have no desire to.
I haven't read the book because I have no desire to read it. I know.
Doc, I mean, you're a major. They have a major character based on you, so.
I know.
I mean, it's a big movie. Secondarily, Jesse Ventura, he's told me he thinks this is more than fair. He thinks his new TV show leans towards our view. I just can't see how Time Warner is going to let it on air, but they're promoting it. It's coming out in December. You guys flew to the U.S. to be interviewed. I recommended you be interviewed for the show. I trust Jesse, but, well, I tell you, it's going to be interesting to see what's in this TV show.
You know, we wouldn't go back to the United States to be interviewed by him until we had spoken to him personally. And I was convinced that he was a decent man and was not going to do a hatchet job. We flew back to the United States. We had an extremely pleasant day with him. He's a truly good person. By the way, he's quite open about the fact that he has a vaccine-injured child, so he understands about vaccines.
And he promised he would not do a hatchet job.
Now, the question is what happens on the cutting room floor beyond his control. And we'll see. If a hatchet job does take place, we'll know that Time Warner basically used him in a setup. We'll see.
Absolutely, and I know a lot of the inside baseball, so I'll be here to testify to whatever goes on. But I think the establishment now, though, is just admitting so much. It's almost like they're throwing it in our face. So who knows? But it's called conspiracy theory, and it is coming out December 2nd.
I was very impressed by Jesse.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've never talked about that on air, but I do know that he has a vaccine-damaged child, and that's the wake-up call for people, that this stuff's real, and people better get up off their butts and do the research. Let's talk to Todd in Georgia. Todd, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Alex? I feel like I'm the only person that's not under this mass hypnosis, this incredibly strong spell that all the people in my class are in. I'm in school, and I'm forced to take American government. I'm sitting there like, wow, this is all BS. But I'm trying to get everybody. I'm a pissed off and determined warrior. And I just want to know if they're going to do something that's, I guess, reminiscent of Adolf Hitler times and all that, which I totally believe.
Yeah, but this is more of a scientific dictatorship. General Stubblebine, briefly, sum up the type of scientific tyranny that we see unfolding. I mean, if you had to, in front of a group of generals that you were addressing, describe the type of enemy we're facing in 2 minutes, who are they?
Well, first of all, they're obviously the globalists. They're people who believe in genocide, that do not want 90% of the population